Good look at the French newspapers now. Nick Rushworth is with me here on set. He's starting off today with a story he's picked out from Aujourd'hui en France, or Le Parisien. It's heading on an investigative report.
The headline, Enquête here, l'Europe complice de la contrefaçon. So that is damning for Brussels. Europe is complicit in contraband and counterfeit goods. That's according to Aujourd'hui en France, Le Parisien being the city paper here in Paris. Now, this is all to do with a ruling in the European Court of Justice, which stated that customs officers at EU borders cannot seize goods that are transiting through Europe. Now, the paper is arguing that this has made life a nightmare for customs officers. It talks to one in Le Havre, in the north of the country, along the English Channel, and he's saying 2.7 million items were seized last year at that port. And just so far this year in 2012, 32,000.
So
obviously a big issue for the French, because counterfeit goods obviously centre on items such as luxury goods. You know, we know that France is associated with luxury. One MP in that a report inside Le Parisien today is saying that France has become a global hub for the traffic of contraband. So there we can see the two-page spread there. And the headline, Europe is putting the blocks on efforts to counteract it.
Mm-hmm. And you've the drive here is being spearheaded by Arnaud Montebourg, isn't it? And you've pulled out a cartoon about him.
Well, in this question of contraband goods, there's the whole, it's sort of be taken in the context with the current drive for the Made in France label. Now, the Made in France campaign is being spearheaded by the Industrial Recovery Minister, Arnaud Montebourg, and there you can see him in the cartoon in Le Parisien, sort of taking off his Superman outfit. But the joke there is, no, he's not Superman. He's wearing that Breton shirt, which we've covered a lot here on France 24, which has got a lot of the press here in France. And he's not got Superman powers. He's not got the right shirt. He's got the Breton shirt. So basically the argument, the thrust this morning in Le Parisien Aujourd'hui en France is that France is really, really at a loss about what to do with this counterfeit trade.
OK, completely different story in Libération, the left-wing paper. They're talking about genetically modified corn and calling for a real debate over this.
Well, there are two government agencies which have come out and said, there we can see the front page of Libération this morning and the headline, for a real debate. Now, two government agencies here in France have said that a report prepared in recent weeks by an anti-GMO researcher is not sufficient, is not enough to put a link between genetically modified corn and cancer in rats. Now, the article in the inside pages there has an interview with the man who prepared that report. His name is Gilles-Éric Seralini. And he says in that piece to Libération, hold on, these government agencies have come out with this report, but they haven't looked at the tests that gave the validation for genetically modified corn in the first place. They haven't done a comparison. I stick by my research, and I will continue, and I will show that it's right. So the headline there, that the decision by the two government agencies, actually, he's arguing, gives the benefit of the doubt to the giant companies that are behind genetically modified goods. Now, not goods, crops and food. Now, this is first 5 pages of Libération this morning, so that whole issue, very sensitive for the French, of course. The French do not want to eat genetically modified food, cancer or not.
OK, interesting to look back on this story a few years down the line, wouldn't it? Le Figaro today, they're looking at the Lance Armstrong story. A lot of the papers are, of course, but you pulled out something from Le Figaro.
Yeah, it's on the front page of Le Figaro and on several of the papers. There's lots of two-page spreads about it. There you can see Lance looking forlornly into the sky. The podium has fallen from his feet, and the headline there, The Lie and the Fall. In the inside pages of Le Figaro, they say they've got an epitaph for the US cyclist, and it says that now we have the end of the lying, we have the end of the myth, we have the end of the system of doping, and we have the end of an era. Now, an expert in the paper is saying, hold on, it is the worst moment for the sport, but these problems will continue. How can you work your way forward from this point? L'Humanité, the far-left paper, is looking at this as well. Armstrong there on the front cover. La chute d'un parent, the fall of a godfather. So L'Humanité is saying, yes, what we've got now is, some people, of course, France loves its cycling. So some people are saying, well, we can change everything. And other people are saying, we can't do anything about this. And L'Humanité, in its editorial this morning, is saying, listen, we have to find a middle way. We have to sort of find a way of not falling into despair about the sort. So a lot of coverage about Lance this morning.
OK, Nick, thank you very much. Nick Rushworth with the French papers here on France 24.